G'day and welcome back to Stitch Up, and the very first of a brand new type of video that I'm putting together. I hope this one is going to be an interesting one. It's certainly going to be conducted over quite a big period of time. Just turn the volume down there. Done several tests, and of course when you go to record, what happens? The volume's a bit loud. Right, so Planet Coaster, but not your average Planet Coaster. No, it's not Ghostbusters, although Ghostbusters comes out in a few days, if you're wondering when this video was recorded. I'm going to be working on a little project, and I have a video to show you. Video will be without audio. We'll keep the Planet Coaster audio going to keep in with the theme, but let's kick off and see if you can see what's happening. So, the Planet Coaster. I'm going to be creating a lovely ride in Planet Coaster. Does anyone know what movie this is from? And it looks in the background. This, and you can see my mouse pointing across there. But yeah, if we have a look here, this is, of course, that's a bit jumpy actually. A little bit jumpy there, that video. But that one is Deep Blue Sea. And of course we're going to be creating the ride for Deep Blue Sea in Planet Coaster. So I've got a few different things that I want to show you, and then I want to take you into what I've created so far. And I'm going to be doing these little update videos. So hopefully it comes up pretty good, but we'll see how it goes. Let's start off with, I think is it Aquatica is the name of the... Can I make this full screen? Yeah, I think I can. There we go. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. So, so I can't remember the name of the base. I will have that for the next video, but the name of the base is somewhere in there. I'll have to think of that. Anyway, so yeah, this is the if we have a look here, this is what I'm going to be creating, and these big shark pens and stuff like that. So I'm going to create a ride, and I'll take you through exactly how it's going to lay out. It's going to probably take up the whole map in Planet Coaster, and it's going to be pretty good. I hope it's going to be alright. This is a bit of a 1930s submarine base, submarine refueling base kind of 1930s deco. So you've got this kind of octagonal and an octagonal there, and I've got a whole lot of walkways, shark pens, slightly different layout, in fact very different layout, helicopter pad, fuel tanks, things like that. So I'm going to be creating things like that. Here's another close-up of the base. So there we go, and that's another one. Yeah, so you'll see here, I'll be able to put some of these in. We've got, of course, the sharks in the game, the robotic sharks, and there'll be various things happening. Different scenes I've got that I can look forward to in the future are, I want to recreate, and I've thought about this quite a lot, I want to recreate this scene, the swimming, there we go. I keep trying to zoom in, but it won't zoom in, it just goes to the next one. So the swimming around of with the shark around, I want the ride to be the person swimming, and I want the sharks to be visible on the other side. So I don't know how I'm going to do it. I like the challenge of it all. Of course, if you've seen Deep Blue Sea, you won't forget this scene, and this will be a feature. This will be the centerpiece. If the people are going on the ride, this is the one that they can't wait to get to. I want a shark emerging out of the wet pool, and I'm not sure about the if I can have the person there, but I'll have the shark coming up, the laser coming down onto the shark's head, and we can have all that. Maybe the shark won't be coming up, but maybe the shark will already be up and the laser will be there, and they'll be taking the sample from the shark. I think that'll be pretty cool. And of course, another scene that I want to create is this scene here with the ladder going across and the shark circling around. You can see in the movie there was a shark circling and a person dangling from a ladder. So I want the ride to be able to come across and see that. So we've got a few different technical ways we can create all this, and I've given it quite a bit of thought. Let's jump in and have a look here. So this should be taking us into my Deep Blue Sea creation so far, and you let me know what you think of this. Why have you come over there? The last thing I was working on was that. But here so far is, it's not Aquatica. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's something. You see there, that's very slow. If I go here, nope, yeah, Okay, so that's... Yeah, that mouse is very draggy for some reason. But yes, as you can see here, here's one of the wet pools and you can see the shark. So I haven't thought about how the ride's going to lay out, and we're going to be doing separate videos on which track system I'm going to use. I think I'm going to use, I believe it's called the Huntsman. But as you can see here, you've got one of the sharks swimming around, and he's one of the large sharks. Remember, they're called Gen 1 and Gen 2. And I've started to create these kind of water gates, and they kind of all work out like that. I've got a different sort of coloured rust. And in fact, here's these other sharks here, and in fact we're moving a bit quicker now. But if we'll be looking at lighting effects, and here's a shark that's sort of going around. So if you're coming across a ride across here, we'll get the people to look across, and they should be able to see the sharks circling around like that one just there. And then you got the one jumping up, which I'm not sure about. Of course, the external water gates over there. These are going to be walkways, and I've started to try and build the main centre of the observation tower. There are various scenes from the movie that I want to recreate as well. So what I'm actually going to do, and I want to share all this over several videos, but if you have the walk in and there's the square, there's our park here. This first bit in this section here is going to be the entrance ride, and I'm going to make that like the tunnels to the ride, and then the people sort of be like they're walking in and getting on, so they'll feel like they're inside the base. And I've got a very specific look of how I want that to go, so that'll be sort of walking through. So we'll do some videos of that. Get onto the train and we'll work out exactly what train we're going to use, but I don't want this to be a roller coaster. I want this to be a slow take it in. So and then of course that train will move across the base and observe everything, and the first scene will be in daylight. And then after that, we are looking at using all the back space. I'm actually going to put in some walls as well, so you'll have this sort of tucked in here, and then I'm going to put some walls around it into the water, so it does look like from here you can't see anything behind it, because you'll be at this level, and you, instead of seeing that behind, you'll see just blue. So it'll be this blue, and I don't mind the idea that they can see a bit of water there as well, some water outside the area. So we'll see how that's all going to come up. This is me starting to build the tower and move back into place. And then, so we're going to have lots of different things happen here. So I'm then going to have a walkthrough. So there'll be a vertical section here, and they'll go through a door, and they'll go into the section. And this part's going to be where he goes to catch the shark. So this will be the blue walls on either side, and it'll be the shark. The shark's visible, and they'll be swimming through like they're snorkeling, and that's going to be an underwater scene. I don't know how to create that, but that's a vertical one. They'll come back into here, and this square here will be a lab scene. This will be the lab with the shark and the laser on its head taking the sample. Then they'll come into scene 2. Now what I'm going to do with scene 4. Scene 4 and the next one, there's going to be 3 versions of this. So it's because I want 3 very different, what I'm doing is I'm building up this aquatic base. Then once I'm happy with it, I'm going to copy it and have the wall separating it, and I'm going to have exact replicas, so one there, and one there. And the first one's going to be in daylight, everything's nice. The second one's going to be nighttime. The guy's had his arm bitten off and they're trying to evacuate him in the middle of a storm. There's going to be lots of lightning, lots of rain, and the helicopter flying above, and eventually the helicopter crashing, which will be nice, and the people will get to see that in that section. This will be daytime. The ride will change it to nighttime. Then from there on in, they'll go back into the lab. There'll be a copy of the lab will be here. Then in here, the lab will be flooded in this one, and lots of water rushing in. So there'll be 2 copies of the lab. And then from there on in, we'll go to some of the hallway scenes and the shark inside the base hunting the people. So one of the big Gen 2 sharks in there hunting everyone. From there on in, I wanted that other scene, which was this one. Is it going to come up? Yeah, this one here. So I'll have that scene. Here we go there. Just how do we get out? Oh dear. Yeah, here we go. Not actually created one of these videos where I show videos and screenshots before, so that's all pretty new to me. And then from there on in, we'll have that extra scene there. They'll go through that, and then they'll go through the 3rd version of this base. It'll be over here. If you look at the size of the park, I've got all this room to play with, and the 3rd version will be morning. And this base will be sunken into the water quite a bit. It'll be all smashed up. So if we have a look at the base now, it'll be all really smashed. There'll be bits and pieces all smashed up, and that's why I'll have to create a third replica of this and smash it all up and have it sinking in a bit lower and have one of the sharks attempting to get out, and I'll have a big explosion to end the ride. So that, and then they'll come back into the station. So that's kind of how we're going to do Deep Blue Sea, the ride. This is going to be a case where I will build in some points. In other points, I just want to show updates of how it's going. But I basically want to have a ride that I can upload to the Steam Workshop as a big asset or a whole park. And I want to be able to add in some audio if I can, but also want to make some videos of a ride through at the end. This little boat I got from the Steam Workshop, but I think it's quite cute. It serves purpose quite well. There'll be helicopters, there'll be seaplanes, and it's going to be exciting. Anyway, leave comments, likes, and don't forget to subscribe. This is going to be Deep Blue Sea, the ride. This has been the introduction video. I'm Stitch Up, and I hope you've really enjoyed that. Chat soon.